This is my response to Session 18, question set 1 from Heather. And this bill talks about H.R. 899, a bill to terminate the Department of Education, Section 1. Question 1, do you support or oppose this bill and why? I oppose this bill because I think we need the Department of Education. I think that even though the states are charged with providing education to their kids, I think there needs to be a baseline consistency of, what, our country wants to value in terms of education. And I think more importantly, curriculum can vary, but, there needs to be some standards in terms of, there are a lot of extreme states these days in terms of how they vote and their thought processes, and I think that we need to kind of rein in their ability to, create crazy curriculum, and I think that we just need a general oversight, and the federal government takes care of a lot of rights types issues with education, making sure that LGBT students are taken care of, that minorities are being taken care of, that special ed kids are given the proper treatment. So I think they're definitely necessary. Question 2: Do you agree that education curricula and opportunities should be left solely to the state and local communities, or should there be involvement in the federal level? Why? I think I kind of explained that in the previous question, but just to kind of reiterate, I think that we need to have baseline oversight. There needs to be kind of a united curriculum in our country to an extent. I think Common Core was trying to achieve that, but because it was just vilified for no really great reason. It was a way to raise standards, but it just became this platform for conservatives to just kind of rail on the federal government. I think that, I think there should be kind of a baseline countrywide curriculum that needs to be fulfilled, and I think that with funding, the federal government provides so much funding, maybe not the majority, but enough to matter and make a difference that they get to have a say in how our kids are educated, and I think that it's just a good idea to have a baseline consistency. And question 3. What do you suppose will happen with the programs and funding that the Department of Education currently handles? I think a lot of it will be privatized for profit. That's kind of the clear goal of the Trump administration and Betsy DeVos. I think that they've not been shy about that, and even in Wisconsin, my job is working for the ranking member on the Assembly Education Committee, and most of what we do is messaging about the privatization of K-12 education, and it's a real thing. It's growing in Wisconsin. It's growing 1% every year, and set to be uncapped at in the year 2025, where any student in the state can get a voucher and go to whatever school they want, without the same accountability and transparency standards. So I really think a lot of it will go to privatization, and this administration so unpredictable. Who knows? It could go to military spending. It could go to whatever. It's really hard to say, but I think that most of it would go into privatizing schools, and with a lot of the private schools, there's a lot of religious content, and I could kind of see it going that way too.